Hi, it's me and I'm here at the Crumbs and Doilies shop in Soho and I have a confession to make. Despite the fact that I eat sugar all the time, I haven't been to the dentist for years. I'm really scared it's going to pull all my teeth out, but I do need to go, so I'm going to book an appointment. But in a tribute to my endangered teeth, I am going to make whoopie pie smileys, and I promise to brush my teeth after eating all of them. The first thing I need to do is to beat some butter and sugar together. So I have 90 grams of unsalted butter, which is soft. And to that, I'm going to add 75 grams of caster sugar. And these need to be beaten together for about 2 or 3 minutes until they're really pale and fluffy. Right, once that's looking all fluffy and pale, I'm going to add 1 egg, just 1 large free-range egg, straight in there and give it a really good beat. Right, now that's been beating for about a minute and all the eggs and the sugar and the butter are really well combined, I'm just going to take my bowl off the stand. And I've got a sieve here and I'm going to sieve some dry ingredients in. So first up, I've got 135 grams of plain flour. And then I have 50 grams of potato flour. This is sometimes called potato starch. If it's difficult to find in your supermarket, look in the kosher section if there is one. And then in this little bowl, I have a heaped ½ teaspoon of baking powder and ½ teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to put those through the sieve as well. And then I'm going to just mix those ingredients on a low speed until it all comes together. Right, so it's just come together and that's as far as I want to take it. Next, I need to add my final ingredient. So I have 30 grams of buttermilk here in my little bowl. And to that, I'm going to add ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. And lastly, a blob of pink food colouring. I'm using Colour Place today, but if you wanted to use liquid, that would be fine. It would work just as well. And when you've got a really nice strong pink colour, you need to add that to the rest of the batter and give it a really good mix. That looks just right. So the next thing you need to do is to pop this all in a piping bag. And don't be alarmed by the thickness of your batter. It's not like a normal cake batter. It's kind of like somewhere between a biscuit and cake, which is kind of like what a whoopie pie is. So don't worry about the thickness, it's gonna be fine. Right, so my piping bag is one of the big ones. It's a disposable one, but just use whatever you like. And I've got a big round nozzle in the end there. I'm just gonna fill it up. So all my batter's in my piping bag, so I'm just going to grab a baking tray, which I've lined with baking parchment. And really neatly and evenly, I'm going to pipe out blobs about 4 centimetres wide. And you really need to try and be neat with this because they all need to be about the same size so that you can sandwich them together and they don't look really weird. And once you've used all your cake batter, then you need to bake these blobs at 170 degrees C for about 12 or 13 minutes until they're cooked all the way through. Right, while my little whoopie pie lips are cooling down, I'm going to get on with making the filling. Now, if you don't have time to do this, you can substitute this filling for that marshmallow fluff stuff, which is really addictive, and you can get it in the supermarket. But I like to make this stuff myself. So I have 150 grams of these little pink and white marshmallows. I'm just going to pop them into the saucepan. And then to that, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of whole milk. Over a low heat, I'm just going to melt those together, stirring all the time until it's completely smooth. Okay, my marshmallow's nearly cool, but not quite, but I'm gonna get on with beating my butter. So I have 125 grams of softened, unsalted butter, and I'm gonna whip that on its own for about 2 minutes. Right, my butter is really nice and pale now, and this is completely cool, so I'm gonna add this and give it one last beat for another 2 minutes. My marshmallow filling is looking really lovely and silky and smooth. So I'm just gonna get this off the paddle. It's pretty sticky. And I have here a small disposable piping bag with a large nozzle in the bottom, and I'm just gonna fill that up with my filling. So now it's just time to put it all together. So I have a couple of big ones, slightly bigger than the others. So what you need to do is find two that are almost exactly the same size. So these guys will do. And then put one upside down. Give it a little blob of this stuff. And in this bowl, I have some little white marshmallows, which I picked out of my pink and white mix. And these are gonna be the teeth. So I'm just gonna put those all around the front. And then just get your other bit of whoopie pie and just pop it on the top, but keep it kind of close at the back, but wide at the front. So here it is, a perfect little fluffy, marshmallowy whoopie pie to get your teeth into. So I'm gonna get mine into this one very, very soon. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more from me, then do subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link up there. I'll be back next week with another treat for you guys, and until then, see you soon.